Spider-Man takes a stylized approach to character design, as you'd expect from something based on a comic book character, but that doesn't mean the level of detail isn't exceptionally high. Spider-Man's suit stands out with superb texture work, the material reflects light properly, and small details are visible throughout. In close-ups with various characters throughout the story, there's a lot of detail revealed. Subsurface scattering is used during cutscenes, allowing light to penetrate the skin and scatter about realistically beneath the surface. Texture detail is also superb during the sequences, as is the eye shading. So if you've been concerned about the detail of the texture work on the characters based on compressed video pre-release, there's certainly nothing to worry about. This also brings us to our first talking point in regards to the E3 2017 demo. With various screenshots floating around, some folks question whether Spider-Man's final suit was a match for the E3 demo in terms of detail. Upon close examination, this is what we found. Take a look. The texture resolution is virtually identical to the original demo, and this is evident throughout these comparable scenes, and the same goes for the model itself. The main difference here stems from a change in suit material. The E3 suit features more prominent specularity. It's basically the difference between plastic and cloth. The final material is simply more diffuse in appearance, while the E3 version is extra glossy. So even though the resolution of the suit textures are identical, the way light behaves across the surface has changed. When in shadow, the final game exhibits a softer, more diffuse appearance, which is arguably more realistic. The E3 demo simply appears overly shiny and plasticky in comparison. In direct sunlight, the E3 demo gives the impression of a suit covered in saran wrap. Look at the specular highlights here across his head. In comparison, the material in the final game exhibits more natural light dispersal. Which one looks better is kind of a matter of taste though, and it does vary per scene. But this is clearly an artist-driven change, not a technical one made to save on performance. We'll touch on the rest of this comparison shortly, of course, but for now, know that character detail is excellent and consistent across the various versions of the game. The full game is a match in terms of texture and model detail, while offering more realistic lighting. Of course, this level of detail also applies to many other major characters, while secondary characters and NPCs are excellent looking in their own right. Each of these models are appropriately detailed and textured, and when walking around the streets, are visible in large numbers. The density of the crowds is highly variable, of course, based on your position, but looking close at the characters reveals a high level of detail throughout. In fact, it's surprising just how much detail is visible on screen when exploring the streets, considering how much time you spend above them.
Fuck you!
This is smoothproducer.
Okay, so as you clearly saw with the opening of this video, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even have to speak. I can literally just end this video off of that and go on about my day and play, some games or whatever. But I'm not going to do that. Why? Because this point needs to be, literally, this point needs to get across, right? I need to get this out here. I really do. To all the retarded simpletons that acted like they were tech experts, and that have pretty much attacked everybody who was either defending this game or basically calling the bullshit screenshots out, right? How dumb do you fucking feel right now? You have morons who came to my video because of what I said, involving Spider-Man. I basically told these morons, it doesn't matter if the game is downgraded or not. I will buy it. I will play it. I will enjoy it. If it's a good game, it will have a higher rating from me. These versions really thought I was going to get triggered by this shit. Let me tell you dumbass simpletons this, okay? Every piece of gameplay that you have seen from Cuphead, everything, is not running on an Xbox. It's running on my PC. Every game that you have seen me play as of late on this channel has been running on a high-end PC above 60 frames per second. Something that your precious little Xbox will never handle. Okay? Deal with it and move on. This is the reason why I did not get involved in this shit. I laughed at everybody who was blowing shit out of proportion. I laughed at everybody who was really crying over it. Let me tell you why. Because we're literally a few days away from launch. It is the 4th. The game comes out on the 7th. You should have known the embargo was going to get lifted eventually, and you were going to see the actual fucking reviews. But man, let me tell you something. To those who had it early, oh yeah, they're holding some L's. These dudes who came out, who had it early and came out saying the game was downgraded X amount of things. This is why I said this too in my video. There's a thing called a day one patch. When you have a game early, usually you do not get the day one patch, obviously, because you're basically beta testing the game. They're still getting things out the way. They're stress testing. They're making sure the game works. And then they'll drop that day one patch to make sure it actually performs as expected. And what do you see on this day one patch, courtesy of Digital Foundry? What do you guys see? Yeah, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to put it on screen. What do you see on that day one patch? What do you see? This is why I laugh at people, man. I laugh at so many damn people who really try their damnness to try and, act like they're X amount of things. So many people rush to do shit just to get just to be the first one to get tabs on views. And then they look dumb when they say something retarded, right? And it gets proven to be the opposite of what they're saying. This is why I don't take these dudes serious no more. I don't. But man, this situation is by far some of the silliest shit I have ever seen in the history of gaming. There is so much salt in the Xbox community. I never thought I would see anything like this. There's so much salt in the Xbox community. What is wrong with you dudes? What is wrong with you? Why is it so hard for you to move on with your lives? Why is it so hard for you to accept that the Xbox is not the best place to play anymore? It's not. It's only good if you have friends that are on it and you actually are enjoying it. But from what I'm seeing with these tweets and the way you guys are acting, you're not enjoying anything. All you guys are doing is just finding shit to talk about, like in terms of negatives towards PlayStation. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. None of you dudes are excited anymore. None of you dudes are talking about games. None of you are demanding games. Oh, but sure enough, behold, if Sony comes out with a game that's definitely a banker, you're the first one on to talk trash. When Nintendo comes out with a banger, you're the first one on to talk some trash. But then when Xbox comes out, you expect nobody to give you the same common courtesy? That's how it works, people. You get what you give. Grow up. And I already know you're not going to grow up. I already know. There's going to be some moron, right? There's going to be some little keyboard worker. Oh, it's my comment, right? There's going to be some, moron in my comment section. I already know. Oh, I don't like you. You're just a phony. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm a pony with a damn over $3,000 PC that I built my own hands. Yeah, I'm definitely a pony. Okay, I love your logic, fam. I love your logic. Man, let's go ahead and get into my video, man. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, with my last video regarding Spider-Man, I clearly told you guys it was a change in artistic view. From the cloth on the suit to everything. They changed the suit from a shiny texture type of suit to that of cloth type of fabric that, looks more realistic. As you clearly can see, that is confirmed by Digital Foundry and the game looks stunning. Everything about it looks more detailed. Dudes want to say that's downgraded. Hey, sure enough, behold, go right ahead. But the big issue is the whole Puddlegate situation. Now, Digital Foundry destroyed this whole situation as well in their video. And involving this whole Puddlegate situation, right? You have morons that really believe that the game was downgraded because of lack of puddles. Let me go ahead and show you the screenshot, courtesy of Digital Foundry. Yeah. You see this? The puddles and everything in the game, the PS4 Pro can handle. It was running these games the whole time. All the demos we saw, it was all running on a PS4 Pro. It can handle the puddles. They changed it for artistic purposes. They wanted a more realistic setting, a more realistic picture, and that's what they got. Enough. Okay? Enough. You lost. Hold that L. And speaking of L, shout out to Kid Smooth and everybody else who backed him up. But, well, you know what? Who better yet to hand out the L's? Hey, Smooth, why don't you handle that? Go ahead. Hand those L's out. Thank you. Hand those L's out. Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you. Seriously. there's not much I need to say, man. There's not much I need to say. Let me tell you why there's not much I need to say. Because Days Gone is literally around the corner. That's the next major release for PlayStation. That's going to be the next one on the chopping block in terms of people saying, oh, it's been downgraded. And then you're going to have Ghost of Tsushima. That's another one. You're probably going to have morons that are going to say Control was downgraded. Resident Evil 2 remakes downgraded. The list will go on. There's too many morons in this community that are spending too much time on the internet trying to find something to hate on as opposed to actually playing games. There's too many of you morons. And you morons are the reason why people don't take gaming, or don't think of gaming the way it used to be thought of. Morons like you are the reason why gaming is a joke. And it will continue to be a joke because you dudes don't get it. You don't get it. You'll never get it. You're too busy trying to find out which piece of plastic is better. Let me tell you guys something. The PS4 Pro, the Xbox One X, and the Nintendo Switch are all inferior products. They're inferior to my rig and anybody in PC gaming. There is no comparison whatsoever to PC. No comparison. A GTX 1070 Ti will put out more graphical fidelity than anything on a PS5 or a new Xbox. Just throwing that out there. Especially the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. Those consoles will not touch the 1070 Ti or even the 1080 Ti. It won't touch those consoles. Or won't touch those PCs, I'm sorry. And with the release of the new RTX cards that are around the corner as well, there is no excuse. There is no excuse anymore. If you really want this graphical push, if you really want to cry graphics this, graphics that, it's time for you to invest in PC gaming. If not, shut up and play your consoles and enjoy them for what they are. Entertainment devices. That's it. That's it. That's the best way I can explain it to you. For those of you that want to act like, oh, it's not like that. You're just saying that. No, it is like that. And you need to grow up. It is like that. Accept them for what they are. The moment you accept a PlayStation product for what it is, that'll be the soon enough moment you will be able to enjoy it. And you know what's funny? I can say that. The PlayStation dudes can vouch for that. They accept the Pro for what it is. You had dudes saying it's fake 4K. Are they saying fake 4K when they're looking at Horizon Zero Dawn and Spider-Man and all these other crazy looking games? No, because they accept it for what it is, and the results are stunning. There you go. Accept it for what it is. The Xbox One X is not a console that's going to lead a generation. It's not a console like that. Never was. Sadly, it wasn't. It's never going to be that console. The new Xbox surely is definitely not going to be that. I'm going to tell you why it's not going to be that. Because it doesn't even have the games that can drive the next generation. Nothing. It has nothing that can lead the next generation. What does it have? Another Rise? Right? Is that what we're waiting for? Another Rise Son of Rome? Come on, be real here. What are we going to do? What's happening? Nothing. Nothing is going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Nothing. The Xbox One X will have nothing. The new Xbox will have nothing at this route because you morons don't demand better. Too busy falling for Aaron Greenberg and his retarded tweets. Too busy listening to Mike Ybarra, who's talking about crossplay every single day, as if Sony never went up to Mike Ybarra and Phil Spencer and asked him about crossplay. It's too many of you morons taking every single itsy bitsy little word these fools throw out there. Every little verb they throw out there, you take it with like open arms and you accept it as opposed to looking at it for what it truly is. And that's bullshit. Seriously, grow up. Grow up. You're never going to get anything out of the Xbox until you start demanding better. That's just how it is, man. And to end this video, for the people that they're probably going to do this, so I don't have to worry about doing a video about this. For the people that might go, oh, well, what about the Metacritic, Ryan? I mean, the Metacritic scores are aren't really that crazy high. Okay. As of right now, Spider-Man is sitting on an 87 on Metacritic, which is very high. If anything, it's on par with that of the Spider-Man game that came out in 2000, which was 18 years ago. If you guys remember the one that came out in 2000, that's the one that was on the PS1. And ironically, that was the Spider-Man game that I showed you guys in my last stream when we were talking about Shadow of the Tomb Raider and how garbage that game looks. In that game has a lot of pivotal moments, like Carnage Ock. That game has an 87 on Metacritic. And ironically, so does Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, an 87. Will it go up or will it go down? Only time will tell. But as far as the other Spider-Mans are concerned, I'm just going to throw them on the screen. It's pretty unanimous that this is a substantial upgrade over all the other Spider-Man games. Even a certain Spider-Man game that a certain moron, wanted to make like 18 videos on saying it's dying, because those exclusives get too wrong, Michael. That moron. Even his favorite little Spider-Man is below this one on Metacritic, substantially. So, I don't know what to say, but I do know one thing. I might have to do a part 2 on that series. You never know. But as far as the Spider-Man debacle, it has officially been laid to rest. To all the people that wanted to say downgrade, y'all can hold that L. And better luck next game, I guess. But one thing's for certain, do not cry like a little bitch when Sony dudes start doing this to Gears of War 5. Do not start crying when Sony dudes start doing this to Forza and X amount of games that come out on Xbox. I don't want to hear it. After all the drama that was started over 2 screenshots, oh yeah. Expect Armageddon for you dudes at this point from all PlayStation supporters. Me personally, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But for everybody else, oh yeah, expect that. They're definitely going to go at you guys next because this right here, man, this is pretty funny. For those of you that are new, hope you guys enjoy. Well, what am I saying? If you like today's video, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. For those of you that are new, definitely hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate that as well. Welcome to the family, to all the new faces. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at RyanThePro55. Stay up to date with everything with the channel. Or you can also interact with me personally. But other than that, I'm out of here, people. That's it. That's all I gotta say. This whole situation was hilarious, and it's funny to see it blow up in these dudes' faces. So, there you go. Y'all have a blessed one. Y'all be safe. I'm out of here. Deuces.